tonight, but I don't know where Neil's disappeared to. And Mum wants to get cracking. She says people are hungry. So, just to let you know, we're going to start off with dinner, and then we'll have some speeches, and then we'll have a toast to Mum and wish her happy birthday, and then we'll open the dance floor and dance the night away. So, Mum says I'm going to tell you where the toilets are. They're around the corner here, around the back. Help yourself to drinks. Drinks are just up at the table here. Feel free to grab as much as you like. What else? Okay, that's it. So please just help yourselves to dinner. Just get up and, we're not going to do table by table, so if you're all hungry, just get up there and enjoy. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I just want to thank the Lord for the blessings in my life, for my family, my husband Derek and children, Darwin, Vanessa, Neil, Warren and Andrea, my son-in-law Steve, and my two beautiful granddaughters Evelyn and Grace. Thank you for your love and support. And thank you for Daniel and for Chloe and where they are, almost part of your family. I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, and for all of you who helped prepare the hall and the food. And I thank my family and friends for being beside with us. I share my birthday with Auntie Joyce, who's sitting there, and she's 88 today. May the Lord continue to bless you, Auntie Joyce, and your family. Happy birthday. By the way, Auntie Joyce is not really a relative of mine. I call her Auntie Joyce only because we South Africans call everybody auntie and auntie. Everybody's auntie and uncle, so there you go. So in 1987, we left together with Shirley and Michael, Derek's sister. She's down there somewhere. We left South Africa. And we left to establish lifestyles and beautiful homes and boarded the ill-fated Italian cruise liner, the Achille Lauro, headed for Australia. I mean, some of you know the story of the Achille Lauro. They were hijacked 2 years before we left. That was in 1985, and then 2 years after we arrived in Australia, they were burned off the west coast of Africa. So that was the end of that ship. I missed my family and the culture, which is why in 2005 I formed the South African Gospel Choir, and that was to keep in touch with my Rainbow Nation. The choir has progressed very well under the auspices of our musical director Lucy De Olympio, who never fails to amaze us with all her passion and dedication. And I'd like you all to give Lucy a hand. And by the way, if you need music, singing lessons, Lucy is the girl to go to, so speak to her tonight. I also have a Scottish lady in the choir, and for those South Africans who are here and understand the language, this is in Zulu, there is no one to beat Marjorie Jones in Gaizang. So, in closing then, I've been told that it's downhill from here. But, for me, I'm going down with a bang. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I'd just like to say it's a real honour to be here tonight, celebrating Mum's 60th birthday. Without you, Mum, we wouldn't be the people that we are today. You really are the backbone of our family. I'd just like to share a couple of stories with you. She's nervous. One story I remember when, as you know, I'm the eldest, and I was 12 years old. I'd never stayed a night away from home. Mum was very overprotective, and we had a 5-week tour with the school around South Africa, and that was my first trip away from my parents. It was my first ever night away from home, and poor Mum, every night she cried. She would call me every night and she'd be crying, saying how much she missed me. And, "Are you missing me?" I'd be like, "Oh no, Mum, this is embarrassing." But I guess, you know, in South African culture, it's quite normal for your parents to be crying and missing you at 12. So, you know, thanks, Mum, for your love. Another story I'd like to share. as you all know, Mum's very prim and proper. Miss.
Oh. She's organised.
Well, last year, Mum, Drew and I went to see Lionel Richie. And we were all having a glorious time at the Sandalford Winery, enjoying the Sandalford wines. At the end of the night, we all walk into the car. And I don't know if this, I guess maybe this happens when you get a bit older and you start, you know, losing your memory skills. But anyhow, Mum was walking ahead, Drew and I were staggering behind her, and she was rushing to get out, to get to the car for us to leave. Next minute, Mum had disappeared. We didn't know where she was. So Drew and I followed along. We thought, well, she's gone and left us because we're too drunk. So we'll make it to the car and we'll meet her up there. Anyhow, we get to the car, no sign of Mum. We're sitting there waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20. She's not there. So we start to call her on her mobile phone. And she's not answering. As you know, Mum's very stubborn, so she knew the way to the car. Anyhow, so we call Mum and she's not answering her phone. And we're starting to get worried now, thinking, what's happened to the old girl? Anyhow, she eventually answers the phone. And we say, Mum, where are you? She goes, I'm bloody lost. I'm bloody lost. You bloody girls have just gone and left me. I'm like, Mum, you went ahead of us. You left us. So Drew and I were cracking up laughing because Mum was wandering through the vineyard somewhere. She didn't know her way back to the car. And we thought it was hysterical. So the more she was upset and angry, the more we were laughing. Eventually she said, F off, you bitches. The lights on the car, doesn't she? So we've got a flat battery. There's thousands of people leaving the Sandalford Winery. And fortunately, we bumped into some people that we knew, so they managed to jump-start our car and we drove home. But we copped it all the way in the car home. Mum said, that's it. I'm never going with you two girls again. So, we're sorry, Mum. We really are. Neil's got a story that he would like to share with everybody.
Righto, my turn. Very embarrassing story, this one. My mum's a very musical person, dancing. We've always grown up, you know, very musical and stuff. And she's come home one day with the Papazella. Little old dance called the Papazella. Shown us all, and we've all had to do it. So we're all... I've gone out to the nightclub, 18 years old with my mates, Papazella. Check out this, boys. All the chicks. Everyone's standing watching me in a circle going, what the hell is this guy doing? That's my story. Thanks.
Mum has always been someone who's loved life. She's got a contagious laughter, and even though she's 60, she still thinks that she's 20. And you know, I don't think she'll ever be an old granny because you know she's always young at heart. I remember recently she did a course through TAFE, a hospitality course, and you know, at the start of the course, everybody had to introduce themselves. Well, the course was rather boring, so she decided to spice it up a little. So she decided to tell everybody that her name was Mary. She says, yes, that's right, I'm the Virgin Mary. Anyhow, it came to Mary's turn to stand up and introduce herself to the crowd. And Mary stands up and she says, hello, my name is Mary. And I'd just like to let everybody know that I'm wearing pink undies today. That's my mum's sense of humour for you. Mum, you're a really amazing woman. You have loved us, you've nurtured us, and you've given to us selflessly. And for that, we are truly thankful. You have taught us to be strong, independent, loving, honest, and giving children. You are our inspiration. You have told us to love life, to engage it, to give it all we've got, and to love it with passion. Mum, we will never forget how you made us feel. You have enriched our lives in so many ways. We are thankful and so grateful for all the sacrifices you have made. I'd just like to finish with a poem that was written by my cousin Lloyd Wybrow from South Africa. And he's written this poem dedicated to Mum. I actually asked him to write this a couple of days ago. He's an aspiring poet. And he emailed it to me yesterday. For those of you who don't know, all my mum's nieces and nephews call her Auntie V or Auntie V's. And the poem is titled Lady V. You have built a dynasty upon your shoulders because you came from stewards and kings. You possess courage made from boulders that shapes the flow of wisdom that springs eternally from thee, O Lady V. We call you mother, some call you friend, giver of life and comfort that knows no end. The sun upon your halo, the moon beneath your feet, giver of life and patience that speaks softly, eternally from thee, O Lady V. You dance with an African beat and rhythm that shakes the ground. The ancestors speak and you sing a joyful sound. You sing with an African voice and grace that finds no bound. The ancestors speak and you sing a joyful sound. You are like a wild storm that awakens an otherwise calm sea. The passion that is found in you was birthed from He, Creator of all living things and Father to you and me. Granted 60 blessings to thee, O happy birthday, Lady V. Happy birthday, Mum. I'd just like to ask my brother-in-law, Steve, to propose a toast to Mum.
Righty, what an honour, unexpected. I think the best toast I could propose is to a long and happy life, full of wealth in all its forms. Cheers.
Mum and Dad are just going to open the dance floor, and we're also going to put some dessert out.
Everyone just sing a bit of happy birthday. Everyone's talking about
Yeah, do that stuff, do it.